Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As I've got the Murphy in at the moment, the 38mm Murphy, I wanted to compare it against my other 38mm watches, just as a kind of, just so we can have a think and play of what else is out there. Now, what I have for you here, the Murphy, obviously, watch I've just reviewed, very nice watch, comes in at £820. I have my old discontinued Saab for a bit of fun. 38mm again. These watches can be found second hand now. You can't buy them new, and they retail anywhere £550 or £500 and above. My Alpinist, which normally I've got on a bracelet, but just for the video I put it back on this strap. These were around about £610, I believe, but they are discontinued. And here is my Sinn 556, which if you know the channel you'll know very, very well. I put it just on an old leather strap just so it looks more in keeping, as on a leather strap this comes in at about £1,000. So all 38mm bar the Sinn, which is half a millimetre bigger at 38.5mm. All these watches are pretty thin. The two Seikos around about 13mm. The Hamilton is a fraction over 11mm. This I think is 11mm. So size wise, these are the two slimmest, and the two Seikos are the more chunky brothers there. So actually zoom in a little bit better there. Now, first things first, let's go water resistancy. You get 200 meters with this Seiko, with this Sinn 556. You get 200 meters with the Alpinist. 100 meters both with these two watches there. So they've got no problem in a pool, just these two are you can actually go diving with. Now, next thing I'd say is the overall look and feel of the dial. Now, the Hamilton, lovely, very classic kind of style dial there, almost a vintage feel, cathedral hands, the numerals on there, but still very, very good. The Saab, this has got a quite classy finish because you've got multiple levels of brushwork and polishing. Obviously I've got a cream dial here, little details on the handset, very nice. Also has a date window, which the Murphy doesn't. The Alpinist, cathedral style hands again, but we have this incredible dial. The dial is rather epic on this watch. That's one of the reasons why I brought it. And you also get a date window on this, so somewhere like a halfway house between the two. The Sinn is just right out there, isn't it? You do get a date window on this down at 430 position, tiniest. Some people love it, some people hate it. But this is a very much cleaner kind of cockpit style look. Now, when it comes to loom, really good, decent loom. The two Seikos possibly got the weakest loom out of all this, which is the first time I've ever said that when it comes to a Seiko. But the simple fact is, there's not much of it. That's the only reason why. If there was the same amount of Seiko loom as what there is on this model here, which has really good loom, I dare say the Seikos would wipe the floor, because they have amazing loom. So next things, cases, very clean. Concise case on this. I do like it. It is very good. So also I should point out a display case on the back, which all of these watches do feature. The case on the Saab, it's actually surprisingly, because this is what would have been the cheapest watch out of all of them new, has got the most amount of detailing on the actual case, and as I say, do have a clear case back. The Alpinist, it's somewhere in between. It's there's more brushwork on this watch. It also is, it feels, is it not, almost, that super smooth. It's always like a break along there. You see that line? It is a very clean, nice case, display case on the back as well. The Sinn is a little bit more like the Murphy, very purpose built. I do like it a lot, and it's the only one I've just realised, I think, with drilled lugs, which is a bit more because this is kind of designed as a tool watch, and obviously display case on the back. Now, when it comes to the, let's say, power reserves of all these watches, we've got 80 hours with the Hamilton, which is impressive, very impressive. Next, we've got 70 hours with 6R35 movement in this Seiko. Then next we've got the 6R 15 movement, I believe it is, in that one, and that's got 50 hours, and then that leaves the Sinn trailing way behind it with only 42 hours of power reserve. But that has the Sleater top grade SW200 movement. Now, one thing I would say, accuracy wise, this just went on the time grapher and it was coming out at +1, +2 seconds a day, so very, very impressive straight out of the box. The Sinn, I just put it on the time grapher and that's coming in at -1 second a day, and that's quite a few years old, so that's also good. Seikos, now this is where it gets awkward, because these I'll just put on time grapher and they're doing really well, +1 second and -1 second, but there's a caveat with that. I had to regulate them myself, because the simple fact is 6R movements, very hit and miss. They're either amazing, they're either, I wouldn't say, no, they're either accurate, so 4 or 5 seconds a day, or they're crap, or they're just useless. But you can regulate the movements. They're not the prettiest, not the nicest movements to work on, but they get the job done kind of movements. All these watches have hacking and hand winding, so it is what it is. But they are cheaper watches, so that's why you get that. One thing I would say, all of these watches here with the higher power reserve all beat at only 6 beats per second. The Sinn beats at 8 beats per second. Now, I'll try and show you this on camera. If you look at the second hand of the Sinn, it's quite fluid. You watch it gliding around it is quite fluid. When you look at the Hamilton, it's more juddery. When you just look at the two hands, the Sinn is a lot smoother, and that's because of 8 beats per second. Exactly what you get in things like all my Rolexes beat at 8 beats per second. This only beats at 6. Now, I don't mind 6 beats per second when it's a small subdial seconds, because you don't see it when it's on a smaller hand so much, but it is a little bit slower. So personally, I prefer the 8 beats of the Sinn. Now, which ones do I like? Well, obviously, I like all these because I own these watches. But the one I prefer the most, I would say, is the Sinn. You almost feel like this is Sinn's entry level watch. So you're buying into the whole brand thing, even though this is the cheapest watch off the brand. The Seikos, I love them both. They're both amazing watches. This I really like because I think the dial is absolutely gorgeous, but I do wear it on a Sinn bracelet. I always fit it on an old, this is a really old Sinn bracelet, but it always goes on that normally. They're both really nice watches. The Saab you've probably seen on some of my videos when I have it on, normally with a dark brown strap. Well, in fact, it's that strap it normally goes on with cream hoops. The Hamilton is obviously the new kid on the block, and it's a little bit more, slightly more dressier. Reason why I say this, you get this alligator strap on here, and you have a more vintage look to the hands and dial set. But they're all great watches. It's just whether or not which one out of these 4 you guys prefer. Anyway, that's just a little comparison. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay safe, and I'll see you at the next review, guys. Take care. Bye.